Okay, today I'm doing a video about 10 reasons why you should become an au pair. Everything I'll say right now is things that I've learned from experience. I've been an au pair twice. The first time was in France for 7 weeks, and the second time was just recently when I went to America for a year, and I stayed with a family in Seattle. I've wanted to make this video for a while now because I just had a really good experience, and I hear a lot of people doubting if they should become an au pair or not, and I would just really recommend it. So here are my 10 reasons why you should go. The first is that you get to travel to another country on someone else's cost. And this may seem a little bit like a weird reason, but I think it's great because I personally like I personally like kids, and I personally like traveling, so this is a great way to combine the two without it costing me a ton of money, because if I would travel to America on my own, it would really cost me 1,000 euros, and right now because I was in the program, I didn't have to spend that much money. Second, you get to choose your own family. You get to choose how many kids you're taking care of, what age they are, and in what region you're staying. So you can stay with the family in Australia, or you can stay in the US, and then you can even make a choice of if you want to stay in California or in New York or in Texas. It's up to you. And it's your choice if you want to work with babies or with older children. And there's possibilities even up to children who are 14 or 15. So, third, in most cases you get to go on holiday with your family, which is great because, again, free travel, which is awesome. It's not for every family because not every family has money to go on vacation with the whole family and including you. I personally got lucky, and my family took me on vacation with them to the Caribbean, to Salt Lake City, to Colorado, and to Washington, D.C. So it was great for me. And I also hear from other au pairs that they got to travel with their family to Hawaii and other beautiful places. If you're working with babies, then you'll probably work during the day and have time off in the weekend. But if you're working with children who go to school, then you probably have off during the day. And depending on your family, you'll have to work during the weekend and sometimes not. If you travel with an agency, then the pay for 45 hours a week of work is the same as if you work 30 hours. So it's up to your family to schedule you for a certain amount of hours, and if they schedule you less, then you still get paid for the full amount of hours. So I again got lucky because I only worked about 25 to 30 hours a week, but I got paid for 45. Number 5, you get paid every week, but you don't have to pay rent, or you don't have to pay for your own food, so you have a lot of money left over. And for my case, that meant that I could go on weekend trips to San Francisco, to Canada, to Los Angeles, and everything I earned was actually just to spend on whatever I wanted. And even here in the Netherlands, when I'm going back to school and I have a regular job and I get financed by the government, I still have less money to spend than when I was an au pair. Number 6, you get to know another culture and another language. So for me, that meant that I could become better in English. When I went to France, I actually worked with a Dutch family, so my French didn't get any better. But that's a choice you make. If you want to improve the language of the country that you're going to stay in, I would really recommend working with a family who doesn't speak your own language. You get to make friends, people who live in the region where you're working, or just other au pairs. And especially if you work with an agency, they'll arrange meetings and you'll get to know people from all over the world. So I now know people in Japan, in Sweden, in Colombia, in France. I know them from everywhere. So every time that I'll go travel somewhere else, I can contact these other people and I can maybe stay with them. Not even maybe, I'm sure. So that's pretty cool to know people all over the world. Number 8, I think it would look good on your resume if you spend a year abroad to actually work, because it shows that you're independent, which also brings me to number 9. It shows that you're independent, and yeah, I just personally think, especially for what I want to do, because I want to work in tourism, I think it looks really good. And also, it's just an overall good experience for how you develop as a person, and you really you'll get in situations that you didn't expect, and you learn to handle them. So it's good for yourself, and you'll come back a little bit more adult. You have lots of unique experiences, and like Dagmar already said in the previous videos, I have lots and lots of stories about America. So you'll have all these stories to tell the rest of your life, and all these memories, which is great. So now, if you really want to be an au pair, you can look with different agencies. The one I used was Au Pair Care, and another one used pretty much in my area was Au Pair in America. I've heard good and bad stories about both of them, but I personally never had any problems with Au Pair Care, and I thought they were really good. Within Western countries, I know girls who have traveled with Travel Active and who had a good experience. And also, I was an au pair before in France without an agency, and you can look on the site aupairworld.net and find a family yourself there. Just be careful you make really good arrangements of what is expected from you, what you expect from the family, and how are you getting there, who's going to pay for it. Just be really strict in what you want, and also make sure you have enough financial backup in case things do not work out or you feel weird being there, you don't like the family, you can just pay for your own train ticket back. Okay, so I have a few pictures from my own experience. I don't know if you can see it well, I think so. So this is me and the 2 kids I was watching while we were visiting their relatives in Washington, D.C. And this is Ben, he was 7, and this is Sophie, she was 5. These are some of the great friends I made, and I miss them a lot. This is Melina, she's from France, and this is Daniela, she's from Germany. And here's another one of me and Daniela. It's just to show how good an experience I had, and that I made really good friends who I still stay in contact with.